This big announcement in the publishing industry got lost in the scuffle last week because there's so much going on with just video games, with Warhammer 40K, of course, threatening to sue me, and lots of other stuff going on out there with the Donald Trump inauguration. But this is a big one. Larry Correia, who's been with BAEN Books for a long, long time, is now announcing that he's got a new book coming out through a new press that's coming out. And I've been doing a little digging into the press, and it's pretty interesting to see all of who's kind of surrounding this situation here. A lot of people from BAEN Books. Makes me wonder kind of what's going on. But we will talk about this as we do all things in publishing that are going out there, especially in big fantasy publishing world. My friends, please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us. Really appreciate you for supporting us and making us the most powerful influencer in fantasy and science fiction books, as well as the most read blog in fantasy and science fiction with Fandom Pulse. Thank you so much. It's been an incredible few months, and I appreciate everybody, especially the readers out there. I've got a 6-book series of a fantasy series about an airship crew that fights monsters. A lot of fun. And if you enjoy just swashbuckling action, you will absolutely enjoy this too. So check it out. It is called The Adventures of Baron von Vonle. It is a 6-book series, and that 6-book series just builds into a lot of fun. It just really just gets crazy in books 2 and books 3. So I know you'll enjoy it. Grab it today. It's available on ebook, print, and audio, and get all 6 books started up. And thank you so much for supporting real books, real independent authors. It's been amazing. And yes, Larry Correia fans will absolutely be welcome here and be happy here. It'll be good times. So the announcement is that Larry Correia now has a new fantasy series that's coming from a new group called Arc Press. Now, Arc Press seems to be run by author DJ Butler. I first became familiar with DJ Butler with his books that were coming out a while back called Witchy Eye. And Larry Correia ran a book bomb for this book when it came out back in the day. Really good book. DJ's a pretty solid author right here. And that's actually the extent of what I knew about him. But upon researching this, he did a book with M.A. Rothman, another conservative author. Actually won a Dragon Award for alternative history through that. And of course, I've been nominated for the Dragon Awards here as well. So just quite a storied history in the last few years through, of course, his work with BAEN Books over there. Now, he's launching this Arc Press, and he's one of the editors there, and I think he's like the acquisitions editor. I'm not exactly certain the roles exactly. Their website's very bare bones. They don't have a lot of detail on it, so I only know a little bit, just which I'm piecing together based on what they said. And this is what they said on January 10th, about 10 days ago. Newly created Arc Press announces its official launch with the acquisition of New York Times bestselling author Larry Correia, who will begin a contemporary fantasy series scheduled for 2026. In addition to Correia, Arc plans to publish 12 titles in 2026. So when that comes out, they're going to do, I guess, a book a month, including work from crowdsourced sensation Travis I. Corcoran. Oh my gosh. I know him not under his actual name, but under Morlock P on X. He's a libertarian author. He's been very well credentialed through this as well. So he's got a pretty decent sized following, and then that's a pretty nice addition of Correia. Now I think that M.A. Rothman also is going to have a book through Arc, from what I could tell. I haven't seen confirmation of that, but I've seen talk about it where it looks like that. And this is where it gets pretty interesting too. So Larry Correia, obviously, BAEN Books' bestseller. He's a huge one there. He's actually now putting out a contemporary fantasy series right here. Now, when they talked about it on their Spaces call, they did mention that it is like urban fantasy, that word's not perfect. Contemporary fantasy is, I guess, a good way to describe it. In the vein of Monster Hunter International, which is his best-selling series. So they're going to be doing a new series similar to that, which is big news because that is the bread and butter for Larry Correia. That is the genre that everybody loves him working in. And having a series like that is bound to be a bestseller right away. So it's interesting to see that he's going with this new press, actually doing new things, trying independent media, and not going with BAEN Books on that level. Now, I'm speculating here as to why would he do this when he's got that bestseller status with that genre already. I'm thinking that he saw the giant success of Brandon Sanderson through crowdfunds, through Kickstarter. I'm seeing that BAEN Books is kind of still just doing like their old publishing kind of method where they're just focused on bookstores, getting the ARCs out there for reviewers early and doing kind of the same traditional mold on this sort of thing. And I feel like he understands that like he's missing out on a portion of modern business on all this. Now, Larry doesn't want to run things himself. He doesn't want to be like a publisher business guy himself. So he's got a team doing this for him to get that going. So my speculation here, and this is pure speculation, as a person who just kind of understands the business and has been around this for a long time, is that Correia will be pushing this through ARC Press with a giant crowdfund on Kickstarter or the like to come out on this. So mark this part of the video. So if that does drop, and if that is the case, JDA was right again. You can mark us because I make pretty good predictions here when it comes to stuff in the publishing industry happening. So that's what I think's happening here. I think BAEN Books is not comfortable going that route and doing those sorts of things as a traditional publisher. So I think this is a publishing outfit that Correia needs to explore that potential of revenue for him, and we'll see how it goes on this front. So it says right here, the press will take a unique approach, adopting methods from both self-publishing and trade. And that's where I kind of speculated this. According to editor-in-chief, and this is their editor-in-chief, Tony Daniel, who's formerly senior editor at Regenery Books and BAEN Books. So again, another BAEN person who used to be at BAEN Books now is editor-in-chief here. And is the one who is doing things. He's got a long history of doing a lot of work for BAEN, and this is a big pickup. So if Tony Daniel's there from BAEN, if DJ Butler's there from BAEN, if Larry's there from BAEN, it seems like there's a prying off of this because of just like a refusal to get into modern sort of ways of publishing from that old publishing, and that they want to explore this new sort of thing. Very interesting. ARC will engage in initial crowdfunding projects for all of our IPs. See? Here it is. Exactly what I said. As a marketing strategy and a revenue channel. So that's why I think this is happening. ARC plans to specialize in genre fiction, primarily science fiction and fantasy, but also political thrillers, alternate history, mystery, and historical novels with emphasis on stories of humans' triumphs over adversity, alien, evil, or natural. The future blueprints include developing a modern-based Hardy Boys mystery YA series. So now we've got Larry's confirmed. We've got Travis's confirmed. There's a Hardy Boys YA series. And they also talked about a Byzantine fantasy, which I'm actually most excited about because I love the Byzantine Empire and everything associated with it. That's a great setting idea for whoever's doing that. So we've got 4 sort of books done, like in there. M.A. Rothman's another one I mentioned, so it looks like we've got 5 already scheduled. Interesting at this point. So you can think of us as having human-centric based genre focus, says Daniel. We promise readers that in every ARC books, humans win in the end. That's our official motto. Pretty good. Daniel adds a major market thrust will be to reach the often neglected great American male reader, and I love this. We have a vision, he says. We very much intend to make a difference in the landscape of American fiction. Interesting stuff right here as this goes along. So there's this. One might know with DJ Butler, Tony Daniel of ARC Press, they solidified a lot of its talent pool on the editorial side from BAEN Books, where Larry Correia currently publishes his hit Monster Hunter International series. The spinoff has a lot of relation to BAEN. Rumored M.A. Rothman is attached to the project. Butler did an X Spaces later, call in the week, to talk about the Byzantine fantasy deal and gave some details about the similar series to Monster Hunter International. Again, they're pulling out the stops to make sure this crowdfund's a huge thing. Like I said, I feel like this is a reaction to Brandon Sanderson's epic success a couple years ago. He also spoke about the press's mission on X Spaces. They said, "We're not interested in your intersectionalities." I loved hearing this. "We think science fiction has become too political. We want to get traditional style, interesting science fiction, fantasy, thriller, detective, and Western novels that people want to read. That's it. We're not interested in making political points." So love hearing that. That's always a good thing. I will caution you guys, though, over there that if you don't make something inherently right-wing and say it's all open and you want to be apolitical, that you open yourself up to both leftist attacks and leftist infiltrating. So be careful on that front, that leftists do not get involved here, because we know exactly what happens when everything left turns to poop every single time they touch anything. That's why the science fiction and fantasy genres are in such dire straits right now as it is. But Larry's a good person who's been fighting for that, against that rather, for a long time. So Phantom Pulse asked who owns ARC Press, and that's when I was on the call. I asked this. This is pretty interesting because I was curious, like, if you're getting Larry, if you're getting Rothman, if you're getting this Tony Daniel guy from BAEN, you've got a lot of capital up front. I mean, that is money, right? And money's got to be promised here. So my question was, who owns this property? And and that's pretty interesting, and I'm curious about that, curious of who owns it. DJ Butler's obviously the face of it, but it's interesting to speculate on this level here. They said that's not public information, which I was like, why would they not just not mention that? Because I'd be interested to know who's actually the ownership and actually funding behind this, because it's such a big thing right away. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this, my friends. Please hit the like and subscribe button and join us here as we talk about all things in the culture. What do you think about this press? Do you think it's going to be a huge success? I know Larry's Kickstarter is going to go absolutely bonkers, of course, but what do you think beyond that? Let us know in the comments. Please, of course, grab the Adventures of Baron von Monocle. The 6 books fantasy series is a lot of fun. A lot of people love it. As you can see, we've already got almost 600 positive reviews on Amazon already. This is one of our best sellers, and I appreciate you for being there. Grab it on ebook, print, and audio today and support alternatives in fiction. We'll be back soon.